What's up, Winnicott?
And a final afternoon from you boys.
And girls.
Here in the studio.
We have a good one for you guys today. If you know what I mean, Brian.
Dude, just cool it. With this being us seniors' last day of classes, WHTV has a show dedicated to the class of 215. Dog pound.
With a couple other stories thrown in.
Remember, Winnicott, we're good, but we're far from perfect.
But just like the senior class, they're getting there. And if the senior class wants to be even more perfect than we already are now, then here's a quick chore that we need to do before we graduate. If you haven't checked your emails recently, Miss Libby sent out a form from the Alumni Association. It's a brief form, and it only took me a couple of minutes to do. It'll help maintain the Alumni Association's connections with the students from our class, and your participation is highly recommended.
Okay, thank you. And once that's all filled out, your parking tickets are paid, books are returned, and hopefully have enough credits to leave Winnicott. We move on to graduation.
Shannon has a story on the seniors' final goodbye, but before we segue you into that story, this is the part of the show where Brian and I introduce our final story. I kind of said my goodbyes last week, so you get the idea.
Painful though parting be, I bow to you as I see you off to distant clouds. This is my last goodbye to you, all from this desk. For WHTV, I'm Brian Otto.
Cheers, quote, and I'm Henri Coleman. Take it away, Shannon. We out here.
All right, dude.
Hey there, Winnicott. If you don't know who I am, I guess that's okay. I just wanted to take the time to say within the next week or so, all of us seniors will be gone. So I want to look back and reflect on the last 4 years here at Winnicott, as well as get advice for the seniors who are leaving from our faculty and staff.
If a student attends school every day for a full day for all 4 years, they will have attended 591,300 minutes of school. That does not include all the time they spend on sports, clubs, and studying. School is a place where we come to grow and learn in and outside the classroom. Here at Winnicott, our graduates have experienced the full range of what high school has to offer. The class of 2015 has grown closer together throughout our 4 years here. Now all Winnicott will be is a memory and a place of growth and good times.
What the class of 2015 represents to me, 30 years of teaching students. I see all of my past students and the students of 2015, and I love them all. Good luck to you all.
Congratulations, class of 2015. It has been great being your class advisor for these past 4 years.
We are very proud of you, and we are psyched for this upcoming senior week.
All right, class of 215. I don't have any great words of advice myself, but my favorite author does. So I'm going to pick it up 2 pages before the end of one of my favorite stories. Hey, Al. It goes, you'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure where you step. Step with care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left.
My feeling about seniors is right now I'm really ready to get rid of all of you. Out the door, right? However, when I miss the seniors of this year is next September when you don't come back. Because you guys have had 4 years here in this building and you're part of the fabric of the community, and when you're not here, we really miss you.
Advice, some serious advice for the next week or two. Be careful. Don't be stupid. You've gotten to this point. Don't make any dumb moves before the senior banquet or even before graduation. Just get through these next 10 days without being stupid. That's the serious advice. The not so serious advice? Borrow a lot of money from your parents and never pay it back.
So it's been a great 4 years, and for the last time, Auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, aloha, goodbye. This is Shannon that can for WHTV.
Hey guys, sorry we took Henri and Brian's seat.
But don't worry, you're in good hands now.
That you are, Kayla. But you know what's not in good hands?
What's that, Robert?
Nude photographs in the possession of minors.
Those are in bad hands. But just to clear things up, Nick and I did make a continuation of last week's story for you guys.
But before we roll it out, we'd like to say a few words as our final goodbye from this beautiful slab of maple.
Do you have a speech prepared, Robert?
Wait, what? No, I didn't even know we were supposed to be on desk. Isn't Nick supposed to have something up there?
You
Dude,
didn't prepare anything?
dude, what's going on?
All right, why would you rely on Nick? You know Nick is not reliable.
Sorry.
Well, you could have at least copy and pasted goodbye quotes like you did with Henri and Brian, like something.
Or something to get the message across that we're gonna miss being here.
Miss being here. Ladies or show. Okay, we should just make something up. We should.
All right.
Okay, so I guess it's that time to say goodbye. But as sad as I think goodbyes are, I'd much rather say hello. Hello to a new adventure.
All right, that's what I like to hear, man. Robert and Kayla, two stalwart, steadfast, and loquacious friends, off on a whirlwind big city adventure. I love it.
Well, for WHTV, I'm Kayla Wershniak.
And I'm Robert Smith.
And here is our last contribution to all of you.
So what should happen to the teens who send them? Interestingly enough, each student agreed that it should be illegal if you are underage, even though they had participated themselves. Knowing the consequences they could face, still none of them worried about getting in trouble.
I don't worry about getting in trouble because I don't send them, and I don't even know what, I don't know why I have them. I just have them because, I like it's naked girls. I don't know, I could delete them, I guess.
I was, younger, and I sent them, before I was 18. I guess I never really thought about it. I never really thought I'd get in trouble.
I was definitely worried about it at the time, but it was so long ago now that I'm not really worried about it anymore.
School Resource Officer, Officer DeLuca, explains some of the punishments minors can face for their involvement in sexting.
Probably the thing that's most common among juveniles and high school kids would be images, okay, that now we like to refer to as sexting, okay, which kind of makes it sound like it's not a big deal. It's still kind of a big deal. If you send a picture, if a person sends a picture of themselves, okay, of their genitals, okay, anything that's considered a sexual part, okay, it's probably going to be, okay, under, okay, lewdness and indecent exposure. Okay, so what can happen there? It's a misdemeanor. It's a Class A misdemeanor. Class A misdemeanors have a fine of up to $1,200, okay, and, okay, imprisonment of up to a year.
Students facing charges involved with sexting not only face the harsher punishments of fines and served time, but also risk having their phones seized and destroyed.
If you're going to manufacture and distribute, okay, there's a really, really good chance you're going to do prison time. Yeah. Okay, if you're a juvenile yourself, will you probably go to prison? I don't know. That's all up to a judge. Okay, judges, okay, treat kids a lot different than they do adults, and, okay, rightfully so. If somebody were to get something, okay, from somebody and they didn't want it, they didn't, it wasn't welcome. Okay, so there's, okay, it goes on to harassment, because any type of electronic transmission, okay, could be considered harassment. Now, if it happens in school, we have school consequences.
Typically, the role of the school is to help support the students, help with the police investigation, or work with the school resource officer. If the photographs are created or sent in the high school building, a student is subject to school punishments as well. School principal Mr. McGowan says that each case of sexting varies in consequences.
The worst case would be suspension, depending on the level of it. Clearly we want to educate everybody, so definitely be a communication with the parents and discussion. And then typically it will be an outside school suspension, but we take a look at case by case and to the extent of it. If it's something that continues after we take action, then we'll continue the suspension and also have some conversations with the superintendent.
McGowan says that in order to help resolve and prevent cases involving sexting, the school is working on creating a plan to help protect the victims, educate the students on the repercussions they can face, and help them make the right choices. Still, the community is concerned as they know teens are aware of the bad consequences, yet they are still clicking send.
It's unfortunate that we keep on hearing about the number of situations here at the high school level, but also at a national level with a lot of celebrities. So what's the underlying reason that students, in this case especially females, take these pictures of themselves and then send them out there, trusting others that they will not be forwarded to other sources?
Once a picture is up there, okay, you can never control who's going to have that picture. Everyone I've ever talked to, okay, that has been involved in that has regretted it.
Looking back on it, I probably regret sending them just because I'm not with that person anymore. It's just pointless for them to have them now. I do worry about them showing up in the future.
At the time I was really caught up in him not being mad at me or what he thought, but now looking back, if they actually cared about me,
then they wouldn't put me in that uncomfortable position.
This is Kayla Wershniak, Nixita, and Ali Strukel, WHTV.
Yes, the Shan and Nikki that can here for one last time.
I can't believe this is our last desk.
Nor can I. Nor can I.
I want to do something fun, something great, maybe with all the seniors.
What a great class we are too. Maggie and Sarah have a story on our legendariness, and we are excited to see what they threw together.
But before we can cut over to them, here's something fun you can do over the weekend. Napa is having 4 dance shows that are here at Winnacunnet High School this weekend. Many students from the school are participating in it, and it would be great if you came and supported them.
Thanks, Nikki. For one last time ever, this is the Shan That Can signing out.
What about me?
Nikki doesn't matter. What about me?
I love you, Nick.
Wait.
You all see the stories that WHTV produces, but do you really know what this class means to the students in it?
I didn't know if I was going to fit in or not.
My best moment during WHTV was definitely taking the class.
There were a lot of good memories with WHTV.
I can tell you my worst one.
Nixita was in front of the football field.
The day that everybody found my introduction.
He was trying to do an intro to one of his stories.
Well, Winnacunnet, that's all we got for you. Well, Winnacunnet, that's all we got for you today. Well, Winnacunnet, that's all we got for you today.
The time Cam Slack snuck his puppy in here. They were funny, weird, and just undescribable. There's something about WHTV that's like nothing else at this school.
Like, everybody in it is a little bit like a family.
You know, obviously, most importantly, I'm going to miss D-Rob because he's my best friend, and I love him. I love you, D-Rob.
I guess what I'll miss the most is just the atmosphere.
What I'll miss the most is D-Rob.
How much freedom and creativity were allowed.
I think starting from the beginning, I remember as a freshman it really impacting me, and I knew it was something I really wanted to be a part of.
What I'll miss the most about WHTV is I'll obviously miss D-Rob.
It was fun to spend quality time with those individuals.
So it's a good place to spend my time. I could be in here 6 blocks a day and it wouldn't be boring.
I'm going to Louisiana State University.
I'm going to St. Joseph's College of Maine.
I'm going to Northeastern University.
I'm going to Plymouth State University.
I'm going to UNC Wilmington.
I'm going to University of Arizona.
I'm going to Emerson College.
I plan on going to UNH.
This is Henri Coleman for WHTV.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Tyler.
And that's all we have for you today.
This is Nikki Melvin and Robert Smith signing out.
This is Kayla and the Shan That Can signing out.
I'm Kyle Harrington and he's Nixita. Have a safe weekend, Winnacunnet.
This has been Robert Smith and Nixita for WHTV 13.
Your interview in the last story hit close to home, Kyle.
As did yours. I'm gonna miss you, man.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm gonna miss you too.
But I think we're both gonna miss
D-Rob. For my high school years, D-Rob has always been there for me. And although D-Rob will always still be here, Kyle and I want to say our thanks in a special way. He doesn't know we did a story on him because D-Rob is a humble man and he wouldn't let us do that, but we did it anyway because he deserves it.
For those of you that don't know Mr. Roberts, or more commonly known as D-Rob, he is the heart and soul of this class. From sitting over your shoulder when you need help editing, or helping us come up with new ideas, or even listening to us vent about our lives, he is here every step of the way. Watch this next segment put together by Tyler and I.
Behind these doors is the WHTV studio. At the heart of the studio is D-Rob.
D-Rob is a hard-working man, and he doesn't know we're doing this story right now, but we both know he deserves it.
You want to talk about Mr. Roberts?
Who?
D-Rob.
Oh, that's Mr. Roberts? D-Rob? They're the same guy. Oh, now it all makes sense.
Hi, I'm here to talk about Mr. Roberts, D-Rob, as he's so affectionately known by his students.
What does D-Rob do? D-Rob does everything. Derek Roberts is the man who contains the chaos. He's the one who picks up the thrown chairs. He's the one who kind of will thread everything together when it's falling apart.
Derek Roberts and I are kind of tucked down in this corner of the building where a lot of people don't realize what's even going on. They don't even know this hallway's here, or they don't realize, they never come down here. They don't know the magic that happens down here. I think
one of the things I love about Derek, which is how I know him, is his sense of humor. That's like the best thing about him. And he's really, really smart because he's so laid back.
I've known D-Rob for 18 years, and I've seen him maybe 4 times in the building over the past 16 years because he's buried in the TV studio.
I think that's the thing about D-Rob is a lot of it is behind the scenes, so a lot of people really don't know.
He corrects any mistakes we make. He double checks facts. He makes sure that we're doing things that are legal and that Mr. McGowan will approve of.
Derek gives them that place where they can find that passion. He fosters that in them, and that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I don't think necessarily that people always know what's happening in there, but I know, and I hope that he knows, and I know his students know.
In all honesty, Derek Roberts, D-Rob, is one of the hardest working individuals I know.
More than anything, I enjoy harassing him and receiving his harassment back.
I think what is most awesome trait and gift to the school is that he really likes what he's doing and he really loves the kids, and it's hard to beat that.
The man behind the magic that we all know as WHTV is D-Rob. You can usually find him in the WHTV room A111, sitting in his luxurious wheelie chair, always working on something or helping a student in his patent collared shirt and khaki pants. If you don't know Mr. Roberts, you truly are missing out on knowing one of the nicest, funniest, most caring men in Winnicott. From every student you've taught, from every teacher you've talked to, from everyone, thank you, D-Rob.
And especially from Kyle and I, this is our way of saying thank you. So thank you, D-Rob, for all the hours you spent with me. Even though most of those hours weren't a part of your lesson plan, you didn't have to be there with us, but it was truly because you cared.
D-Rob, the past 7 trimesters have been interesting, to say the least. Thank you for everything you've ever done for me, and thank you for making my 4 years here enjoyable.
For WHTV, I'm Kyle Harrington.
And I'm Tyler Johnson, signing out.
Well, this is it, Winnicott. This is the last time that you'll see these seniors together on the big screen. And to say that the last 4 years with this show has been my favorite trimester of WHTV would be a long shot. The work, time, and passion that these guys have put in over the past few months is something I'm proud to be a part of. And I'm really going to miss it more than anything next year. Now, I'm not the best person to say goodbye, but I decided to bring my protege, the one who will carry on my legacy for the next 3 years. And yes, will be reporting the news to you, Winnicott. If you don't know her, her name is Alexis. Yeah, she's a goon, she's an athlete, and yes, my younger sister. I will hand the torch down to her in the hopes that she will become the next great anchorwoman. Take it away, kid.
Thanks, brother. I love you. You're so cool, and I wish I could be like you. Because you are awesome and funny, and every square inch of my body wishes it could be like you. And wait, why am I reading this off the teleprompter? You wrote this, didn't you?
Newbies, you gotta get them.
So how does it feel sitting here, knowing that this is it, the last time you'll ever be on desk?
It feels right. I'm excited to move on, but it's emotional. Saying goodbye to anything you've done this long is hard.
I have to admit that I really am going to miss you guys next year.
Thank you, sister. I'm really going to miss being here.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
I'm especially going to miss Ferris.
Well, Nick, I think this show is running a bit long.
True that, Alexis. For WHTV, I'm Alexis Sita.
And I'm Nick Sita.
Signing out.
Maybe you had me